The hottest hit music, Hot 103, you're chilling with your boy Henry G right now. It's an honor to be joined on the show by Sonny Ozuna. Welcome to the show. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you, Henry. How you doing?
Doing great. Thanks. It's an honor to have you back. What have you been up to since the last time we talked?
Oh, man, working. And our new CD is doing real well. And so we're kind of chasing it and trying to promote it and stuff. And I'm anxious to get back in the studio because I'm going to be working on a Tejano CD coming up soon.
Speaking of Tejano music, you're obviously a Tejano legend. How hard was it originally to gain acceptance with the mainstream audience and break out of the realm of Tejano music?
Well, we got pretty lucky that our first actually #1 song that we ever had for Top 40 was called Talk to Me back in 1963. So coming out of high school, of course, all the young crowd, which we all were at the time, were all into just not necessarily oldies, because we weren't really looking for oldies. We were young, and so we were looking for a hit record try to get into the top 40 at the time, and which is what we did. And we just got pretty lucky. From there, it's been just kind of maintaining every year by just trying to stay afloat, coming up with new ideas and new songs, and we just make the arrangements to go with them and sound updated as we go along.
Now, I gotta ask you, the show I'm doing now plays Latin hip-hop and oldies. How do you feel about artists now sampling, remaking the oldie songs?
Well, no, I think it's a cool idea. I've been doing quite a few shows for a while now, up and down the West Coast, and I don't know if you've received any, but they're doing some oldie songs that the original artist starts to sing it, and then it goes into hip hop, and then toward the end of the song, the original guy, it's through the whole song, and I saw that coming, and it's doing real well up and down the West Coast. So it's something different, and it's nice because, once again, it gives you one more generation to try to reach.
The hottest hit music, Hot 103, Henry G here with you on a Sunday afternoon with special guest Sonny Ozuna. We have much more to get into. Here is Sonny Ozuna. This is Talk to Me, Hot 103. The hottest hit music, Hot 103, that was Sonny Ozuna, and Talk to Me, Henry G here with you on a Sunday afternoon. Special guest Sonny Ozuna. You've been out here to Las Cruces many times. What do you want to say to all your fans out here in Las Cruces?
Well, first of all, I miss you guys. So I'd like to get over there soon, but we're trying to see what we can do and kind of, go out there and kind of spend the night with you guys and have a good time.
Talk a little bit about some of the differences between going on the road and touring back in the day versus going on the road and touring now. But
the gas was a lot cheaper, so that was one big advantage. I mean, you're talking about. I remember days of paying 25 cents a gallon, and I know that kind of sounds like freaky to anybody who's listening, but it was a little more accessible for us to move around, even as young teenagers. Of course, you'd have to go through the changes with your parents to let you, not only join the band but to travel. So it was a little easier than it is now. The gasoline is one of the biggest things that is a problem nowadays, and of course we've actually along the way we had a lot of opportunities that come our way that helped us, like the Dick Clark's American Bandstand and the Hollywood Palladium and the Greek Theater in Los Angeles, those kind of things, and of course the Grammy helped a lot. But it was going to be a test of time. So for the young artist that's starting now, his job is actually a little bit harder than it used to be back in the day. It just seems like everything was a little more attainable than it is today. The young artist now has to work a lot harder. Not only has the studios gone up and your traveling has gone up, of course, your hotels and your food out on the road and things like that. It's something that it's made it a lot harder for them nowadays.
Right now, talk a little bit about the difference. Back in the day, artists were signed to the label. The label took the time to develop them. Now you don't really see that. You see a lot of artists doing it independent. Just talk about, your perspective, the differences you see.
It is a lot harder because actually back in the day, the record company maybe had already, when it got to the height of what we were doing, might have maybe 20, 25 artists that were, the majority of them were doing very decent for the company. But so the company had the revenue to be able to promote everybody. And of course, when you saw a big hit really coming, you kind of worked that a little bit harder, and they had the people, a little staff to run with it, and so they go there every single day to do just that, and it made it a lot simpler back then. Now that things, you're right, there's a lot of artists nowadays that either had build their companies along the way, and now they're on their own, but back in the day you would use the financial aid that you were getting from the record companies, and of course now you have to make sure that you finance your own thing that you're doing for each time that you record, and you do the promotion and you run with it and you do all the work yourself.
Henry G here with you on a Sunday afternoon. Special guest Sonny Ozuna. We have much more to talk about here, though. Is Sonny Ozuna. This is Put Me in Jail, the hottest hit music, Hot 103. The hottest hit music, Hot 103. Henry G here with you on a Sunday afternoon with special guest Sonny Ozuna. Now, what's it like for you when you see the new generation? You see some youngsters and they're bumping Smile Now, Cry Later, Talk to Me, Put Me in Jail. What's that experience like for you?
Oh, it's a very good feeling, and it's nice. Like I was talking to a couple of hip-hop artists out of Los Angeles. I still do quite a few trips throughout the year up and down the West Coast doing my oldies that helped me along the way. And I've been talking to a few hip-hop artists that are interested in doing, for example, one in particular was Smile Now, Cry Later, starting it, like what I was telling you about. It kind of starts like that, and then it goes into a hip-hop, and then toward the end, the original artist comes back out. And I think you'll probably be hearing some more and more of that because it's getting to be a fad up and down the West Coast.
I want you to reminisce. Think back to the first time you heard your own song on the radio. Where were you? What song was it, and what was that experience like for you?
My goodness, I used to look at we used to rush home from high school. This happened around my high school year, and I'm saying more or less like I actually went into the business in 1959, and man, I remember rushing home almost every single day, as fast as most teenagers could, because the trend was Dick Clark's American Bandstand on television, and it came real shortly right after school. So we'd rush home to see the program and see what was going on, and that was our particular trip. And that Dick Clark thing, well, American Bandstand was our particular trip. So we were up into that and kind of checking out what that was all about, never imagining that we would get to that point where we were going to get one day that call from Dick Clark and say, hey man, we'd like to get Sonny on here and to do a program. He's doing real good. He's on all the charts, and we hear he's got a hit record. We'd like to get him to come over here. And so it was a big honor and a privilege for us to not only go up there and actually do the program there in Philadelphia, but it is something, I guess, that stays with you for years to come.
What would you like to say to everyone out here in Las Cruces aspiring to reach their goals and dreams, but at the same time going through their daily struggles as well?
Well, make the Lord the first thing in your life, man. If He's in the first thing in your life, everything else is easy. I mean, all your dreams and all those things, stay focused and work hard at, especially if you want to come into the music business, you have to really work hard and do all you can to be true to your goal of wanting to be a good entertainer, or to be a good musician, or whatever you'll find your niche eventually, as long as He's the one that's the center of your heart. After that, He'll make sure that you've got enough vision to see where you're going, and you'll make the right choices.
Now give us the links. Where could listeners go, learn more about you, purchase your past albums, hear your music, and get to know you better?
Okay, I'm actually very simple. I'm actually at sonnyozuna.com, and everything that we've had from day one, as far as all our CDs and what we're doing and stuff, what we're working on, it's all there.
Sonny, thanks so much for being a part of On a Sunday Afternoon right here on Hot 103 in Las Cruces.
Thank you, Henry, and have a good one, man.
That was Sonny Ozuna. Here's Smile Now, Cry Later, the hottest hit music, Hot 103.